This is it, boys. The final preseason game. What is up, Finn fans? This is it. Final preseason game. It's an interesting one now because of what happened on Thursday. I will talk more about that right now. You thought I was going to do that whole, I got things to say. I do have one thing to say, actually. Damn it, I didn't want to. But I just need to correct something. If you watched yesterday's video, which was me kind of recapping the fact that practice was canceled, I talked about A.J. Brown and what he had to say and all that stuff. And the whole thing between him and Javon Holland. And I got it mixed up. And you guys corrected me, and I appreciate you guys below correcting me. I always do. It was reversed. So the first tweet, when he was going at him saying MF for this, and he actually thought it was Javon Holland. And then he found out that it was not Javon Holland. It was a different Twitter account. And that's when he backed up and he apologized. And he was like, my bad, this and that. So it was reversed. He actually was talking to Javon Holland like that, telling him to get Xavier Howard's D out of his mouth and all that stuff. And then, again, when he found out it was a fan, he was like, my bad. Interesting. They're both probably not going to be playing tomorrow, and that is something we're going to talk about when I get into the preseason preview for this. But I appreciate you guys correcting me, and it makes it even more interesting. And I wish they would have practiced. Some people think they still should have. I don't. I think why spread it? Obviously, it affected not only the team, but also the coaches. Why put the jeopardy of not playing Saturday out there? It's just my opinion. People have different opinions, and I respect all of them. So let's jump into this real quick. We're going to preview this game again. It is the last preseason game. Normally this would be the third preseason game, and then we'd have one more because there's a whole week. The kickoff doesn't start until the 8th, that Thursday. So all of next week, there's no camp, but they're going to be practicing. And then the following week, that Thursday's kickoff. So in 2 Sundays, next Sunday, and then a week after that, the 11th, is when the season starts. Normally, there would be, I think, or whatever. But this is normally the preseason game where none of the starters play. None. You have, maybe even some of the backups don't even play. And if they do, it's for like a series or two. This is where the third and fourth stringers, these are the guys, this is the game where the guys who want to make a team, and again, I'll talk about that in a second, about making a team, will play and put something on film and kind of fight their hearts out to become an NFL player. But now it's a little different. We saw, we haven't seen Tom Brady. I don't even think we really saw Aaron Rodgers. I know we saw a little Patrick Mahomes today, which means who's playing? So that's the first question I always ask in these preseason preview games. Who's playing? I don't expect to see Xavier Howard. I don't expect to see Tyreek Hill. I don't expect to see Jalen Waddle. I don't expect to see Byron Jones, obviously. Andrew Van Ginkel, he had his appendix taken out. I don't expect to see him. I don't expect to see Teron Armstead. You don't need to. I'm just trying to think of guys that you just don't really. Emmanuel Ogbah, I don't need to see him. Christian Wilkins, I don't need to see him. Gesicki, you'll see Gesicki. He needs more practice blocking. You'll see Cedric Wilson Jr. probably for about a series or two. Here's the biggest question. Jeff Goldblum. There it is. Sorry. Here's the biggest question. Tua Tagovailoa. Are we going to see Tua Tagovailoa? Would I like to see Tua Tagovailoa? Yes. I would like to see him do kind of like what he did against the Raiders, maybe series or two, maybe quarter, depending on how well the defense does. Because again, I probably barely play any of the defense. I'm not playing Javon Holland. I don't need to see Javon Holland. Again, this is at this point in the preseason, I don't need to see certain guys. but I would like to see Tua and Connor Williams. I almost said Cameron John. I don't even know who Cameron John is. But that was the name that almost came out of my mouth because I'm recording this at 1:22 in the morning. I almost said Cameron John instead of Connor Williams. I'd like to see them work on that exchange, the snap exchange, especially because there was a few against the Raiders above Tua's head. But I'd like to see Tua get in there. I'd like to see him play a series or two. And I would like to see Mike McDaniel say, let it fly. Just screw it, man. It's preseason. Let it fly. And I would like to see if he does well, the reaction from some, and if he does bad, the reaction from those same people. It'll be interesting. But again, I don't know if he's going to play. Some people ask me, do you think he's going to play? I don't know. If it's any implication, because again, against the Bucks, it all depended on how he did in the joint practice. He killed it that Thursday of the joint practice. He did not play that Saturday. Well, if that's any implication, on Wednesday, he was ridiculous. He was dominant in that practice. If that's any implication, we might not see him tomorrow. I think I would like to see him for a series or two. Get him some more work, especially because they didn't practice for 2 days now. They haven't done anything. So I'd like to see him out on the field. Obviously, comment below. Let me know. Who would you like to see and who do you not expect to see? But there's that, right? Like I said, it's not only certain. This game isn't for people to make the roster, but it's for people to make a roster. You'll see guys who are fourth string, third string, right? And you think to yourself, you're not going to make the Dolphins. You see, like the wide receivers. Off the top of my head, I can't even think of a wide receiver that's just so buried down on the roster. You got Sherfield ahead of him. You got Sanders ahead of him. Like, I'm trying to think of a guy that's like all the way down there that I don't even know his name, because you have Craycraft, Sherfield, you have Sanders, you have these guys who are behind Izukoma, behind Cedric Wilson, obviously Hill and Waddle. You have that pecking order. There's a guy all the way on the bottom, and in his mentality, he's like, I'm not going to make the team, but he's going to play his heart out Saturday because he wants to make a team. And Saturday is the time that that person, again, not necessarily a wide receiver, but a position that it's so deep that he's probably not going to make the team, puts that film out there for someone to look and say, let's scoop him up and put him on the practice squad, or let's see what he can do on our team. So again, the whole not having practice yesterday, again, for me, was smart. Because God forbid this thing, whatever this stomach bug that was going around was somewhat contagious, and they ended up practicing, and some Eagles guys got sick, and even some of these guys that are fringe players that need to put film out there got sick. Then all of a sudden they get screwed over. So it was very smart. Obviously, first and foremost, health. It seems like every preseason game we play, someone went down. Nick Needham. Well, first was Trill Williams, tears his ACL. Then it was Nick Needham and Keon Crossan. Shout out. Just be healthy. For the love of everything holy, be healthy. Play smart. Again, there's the guys that are competing to make a roster. They're going to play their hardest out. But for the starters, for the guys who already are locked in, whether it's Tua Tagovailoa, Teddy Bridgewater, whoever, and again, Monday, I will make my prediction for the 53-man roster, and I'll talk more about Teddy Bridgewater and all that stuff. They're probably saying to them, and I know a lot of people are like, why would you do? They're stupid to say. Go out there, get some reps. Be smart with the football. Don't get hurt. I guarantee you that's what they said to Tua last week. Go out there, be smart with the football. Don't take any unnecessary hits and get out. Just get some reps in. And he's like, all right. Made the passes. Pressure in his face. I don't need to take this hit. He could have stayed in the pocket, took the hit, made the I don't need it. This is preseason. Just do my thing. All right. I feel good. I can go for it. Now you're done. Sit down. Whereas Skylar Thompson, on the other hand, is trying to make the roster. That man is slinging that rock, and it looks beautiful. Let's stay healthy on that one. So, again, this game is probably going to be very lackluster. But again, at halftime, I'm going to be picking the 8 people who are going to be joining the Fantasy Football League. So, again, if you put your I'm in, my man Mark already went through and got the list of names of everyone who said I'm in on that video Monday. And it is a long list. So, Mark, I appreciate you, and that's why you got your spot on in this fantasy league. Be there at halftime, because if I call your name, I need you to email me so I can get you right in the league, and then you pay you $10, and we get ready for the draft, which will be on the 4th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 4th. That's a Sunday. Will be the draft for that. But comment below. Let me know what you think. What are you interested? What are you looking for? Who do you want to play? Comment below. Let me know. And I'm going to get to one of you guys' comments of the day. This is a very good comment from Scott. Scott says, comment of the day. Doug, how much do you think play calling was very preseason basic and needs to be considered when assessing the team's performance? It has to be a serious consideration. I don't want to take away from what Skylar Thompson did, because what Skylar Thompson has done for 2 weeks in the preseason is very good. It's so good that people are talking about him. I just saw a report. I forgot who. Was it Ian Rappaport? Somebody was talking about how well Skylar Thompson was doing, and did he solidify himself a spot on the team? Again, I'll talk about that on Monday. So it doesn't take away from how well he did, but also you have to take into consideration what is called in the preseason. Not only on the defensive side, right? It's very vanilla. Very vanilla. Mans and very simple blitzes. You're not scheming for the opposing quarterback. It's more you're calling on the fly. You're seeing what you can do. I'm more focused on what my defense can do versus looking at their opposing offense and trying to. Wins and losses don't matter in preseason, right? And the same thing on the offense. They're not sending crazy plays. They're not doing much end arounds. They're not, he's not scheming. Mike McDaniel's not on the sidelines scheming, okay? Do you notice they don't really sit down with the quarterbacks and say, we're going to change some things up here and let's try this? And the coaches normally, and if you watch the Hard Knocks with the Detroit Lions, Dan Campbell, he's not sitting there like, oh, they want to see certain things out of certain players in certain situations, and that's what the preseason's for. Extremely vanilla. I formation, single back, shotgun, double post, this. Very vanilla. I'm going to hand it off a few times. Let's see if the offensive line can block this defensive line. See if we can get some run production out of this. All right, it's not really doing well. What's the reason? And then they jot down a name. Well, so-and-so kind of struggled at this technique. And then on defense, let's do, 2 single high safety, nickel, man coverage, and I want to see how so-and-so does against so-and-so in man coverage. Well, he really struggled on the slant there, got beat on the inside real bad. All right, we got to work on that. That's what they're doing. They're not trying to win the game. It's nice to win the game. They're more trying to figure out who's going to make the team. Hey, you might come in the comment section and say, Doug, I used to coach an NFL team, and you're dead wrong. And if that's the case, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you watching if you used to coach an NFL team. Also, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Because if you used to coach an NFL team, what are you doing watching this schmo? You should be coaching. But that's what I got for you guys today. Like I said, I will see you tomorrow. If you don't feel like watching the preseason, you're like, Doug, it's the 3rd preseason game. I don't give a flip. But you still want to be part of the Fantasy Football League. Be sure at halftime of the game to come into the live chat. I will wait about a minute or so once halftime starts, chat a little bit, and then the drawing happens. Again, it's going to be random. I'm going to put all your names in a big old wheel that's going to spin digitally, and I'm going to pick 8 of you. And if you're there, you're in. If you're not, I'm going to pick again. Seems the only fair way. But other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. 7 o'clock the game starts. 6:45 I'll jump on. We'll hang out, have fun. But other than that, like usual, stay classy. I have to stop saying other than that. I say it like maybe 5 times at the end of the videos. I love you guys. Stay classy. Fins up.